things that every man needs to know about himself. Every man needs to know. There are some things that as a man or as a woman, but we're talking about men now, that need to know about himself. Because if I never realize who I am and whose I am, and what has already been proclaimed that I can do, I will never reach that potential. You said, I heard you say this morning that people who will, I'm paraphrasing it, people who will say that they can do the impossible and dare to try it are the ones that change the world. You ain't got none of your purses in there, do you? Amen. How's business? He's designed a purse. I saw one last week before last. And who in here has a purse? Women. How many women in here got a purse? That seems like a pretty lucrative endeavor to create a purse. I saw these women, they had MK. I thought it meant Martin Luther King. I did. And somebody told me it meant something else, but it didn't mean what I thought it meant. And he had the audacity to at least try. Number one, man was created by decision. The same God, the same one that said, let there be life, said, let there be you. You got to understand that. You got to understand that, Reverend Young, that even when you were not walking in your purpose, the design was there. Oh, come on. The same one that said, let the light be separated from the darkness is the one that ordained me to be me. The same one that created the stars and the galaxies and the seas and the mountains and the birds and the cattle and the elephants says, Arthur Siggers will be a man-child. So therefore, Cooper, regardless of what I do and how I act, I'm not a dog. I may try to act like a dog, but I'm a man. As a matter of fact, we can dig up your bones 1,000 years from now, and the archaeologists can look at your bones and say that was a man. When men don't understand the privilege of being a man, he ends up being something else. Ooh, Jesus, I feel like preaching. God created you, man. You are special. You're no better than a woman, but you're in a class by yourself. Other people may try to imitate you. But you are a man by decision. When you take lightly your manhood, when you chump out, put it this way, when you chump out and you let somebody else besides your creator decide for, oh Lord, I don't even want to go there. You see, because what happens when other folk start defining you, then you start bowing down to whatever system you suck it up to. Oh, Jesus. I said when you start bowing down to anybody but your creator who has designed you, you get off track. Whew. I'm going to throw this out here since y'all so quiet. Y'all usually not this quiet at 8 o'clock. Your woman can't define you. God has defined you. And if you will be what God has ordained you to be, it's going to be all right with her if she is a godly woman. That's another sermon for another time. So I'm created by a decision. God decided. So therefore, I don't have to compete with you because I'm the design of God. Therefore, I don't have to act. I'm here by decision, not accident. When Cliff Siggers first saw Elise Cole, God had me on his mind. When the sperm cell touched the egg cell, and nobody knew whether it was going to be a boy or a girl, God did. Knew how tall I was going to be. Knew whether I was going to be left-handed or right-handed. Knew the texture of my hair and the color of my skin. He knew what my IQ would be, and he knew what he had designed for me to be in life. I ain't got that down as a point, but I'm not only by decision, I'm by design. And whenever I will consult with him and find my design, success. Now here we go. Secondly, every man is created to have dominion. Say dominion. Somebody didn't say it. Somebody say dominion again. Especially all the men say to run something. I'm going to just throw that in for free. That's why when you don't, every man wants to run something. You started when you was a little boy. I remember how you used to fight as a little boy. That's trying to gain dominance. My dog is better than your dog. My daddy can beat your daddy. I can run faster than you. My bike is faster than your bike. I'm the best at shooting marbles. I can hit the ball farther than you can hit. That's a man thing, and you were created with that. But if you don't know God, He knows you, but you don't know Him, Roddy. And if you don't know Him, then you miss that. Then it becomes misguided. Y'all missed that. It becomes misguided, Smith. So, let me throw something else in for free. God intended for me to have dominion, but my design is not to have dominion over you. So that dispels all this controlling folk and telling folk what to do and I'm to have dominion over my space. I have more power than I've given myself credit for. So you're created with dominion and you're created with authority. When you have authority and you have a power, it's like this. It's like having a gun in your pocket and somebody woofing. And you know what I be saying to myself? Ooh, I'm so scared. Ooh, I'm so scared of you. You know that's a joke, right? Because I know what I got in my pocket. And I know that in any time, if the situation gets out of control, I'm going to bring it in control. So I don't have to show you nothing. I just walk in confidence. Man, you ain't got to be grabbing yourself in the crouch and telling folk, I'm a man. Just be a man. Let your yay be yay and your nay be nay. If you ain't going to do it, just don't do it. Just say, I ain't going to do that. You ain't got to argue about it. Tell you something I understand in business, Mike. You know, folk got something for sale, and I want to buy it, and they want a price that I don't want to pay. I don't get mad with them. That's theirs. And the money is mine. And if we can't reach an agreement, you know, we just can't reach an agreement. If I'm selling something and you don't want to pay the price that I have, then I'm not going to, he's trying to beat me, you know. You know, it's just he didn't want to pay my price. It's a different level of understanding. I have too much, I got too much power to stay mad with you too long. That's wasted power. I ought to be shooting elephants, not ants. Anybody got any ants in your life? You've been wasting ammunition on ants. So I'm to have dominion. So if I'm a man, I ought to have dominion with my kids. I ought to have dominion with my family. I ought to have dominion with my business. Let me tell you what I used to do, Brother Lewis. I used to, I'm good at starting stuff, but I didn't have no follow through. I start off with something that be going good, and then my interest. You don't have to hold your hand up. You in the house. You're a good starter. But it ain't the start. You ever see a race? Everybody start off the starting block, and they all be clustered up. They say a racehorse uses all the oxygen he's supposed to have in the first 1/4 a mile. What's he doing the other 3/4? It's sheer determination and desire to win. You got to see yourself as a winner.